there! It's me from the present. You are about to see me from the past do a book review. This was a book review that I posted on my personal channel, but I wanted to repost it here for posterity. So yeah, if you watch my other channel, then this is exactly the same thing and you don't really need to watch it again if you don't want to. Enjoy this and I will see you again at the end of the video. Okay, so today we're gonna do something slightly different. I talk a lot about books on this channel, but I've never done an actual book review. But today, I am going to, mostly because I just really want to talk about this book. So today we will be talking about The Princess Bride by William Goldman. And I want to talk about it because A, it is really good, and B, it gives me a chance to talk about adaptations, which is something I really enjoy talking about. And normally if I were reviewing a book and there was a movie adaptation of said book, no matter how prominent it was, I would probably not even mention it. But this is one where you kind of have to. Because The Princess Bride, the film, is huge and beloved and has completely eclipsed the book. You cannot get a non-movie tie-in edition of this book anymore. They do not exist. And you know what? I adore the movie, of course. It's fantastic, and I'm sure most of you have seen it and also love it. But I think the book is slightly better, actually. I will say, though, I think this is a case where you should watch the movie first. And here's why. Everything that happens in the movie pretty much happens in the book. The book just has more. Like, the book has a backstory for Fezzik, which you never find out about in the movie. I feel like if you see the movie and then read the book, it's gonna work out awesome because all the stuff that you like is in there. Plus you get more stuff, but whereas if you read the book and then watch the movie, you're gonna be like, where did all the stuff go? So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the book itself and then compare and contrast with the movie a little bit because there's kind of no way not to. The story of the book is that William Goldman, the author's father, read this book, The Princess Bride, to him when he was a child and sick. And it wasn't until he got older that he realized that the story he actually heard was a much shortened version because his father had only read him the good parts. So basically what William Goldman's father did was skip over all of the parts of the story that were just like the history of the royal family of the country and some weird, ineffective satire about ladies' hats, and just read him the parts that were about, like, sword fighting and adventure and all that fun stuff. So this book is presented as an abridgment of the original novel, The Princess Bride, as done by Goldman, of all of the stuff that he remembers his father reading to him. All of this is just a construct, by the way. William Goldman actually wrote this whole book. So the book is actually a nice little piece of satire about adventure stories. Which I feel adds some depth to it. One of the major differences that I noticed is that the tone of the book is slightly darker than the tone of the movie, so your mileage may vary on which of those you prefer. Like, all of the fencing scenes were way more intense in the book, I felt, because there were pretty graphic descriptions of the gore that was actually happening. Another thing is that I liked Buttercup way more in the book than I did in the movie. See, in the movie, Buttercup is basically the straight man to all the other characters, whereas in the book, the straight man is actually Prince Humperdinck, who took on a much more comic role in the film. And making Prince Humperdinck the straight man allows Buttercup to be much more overtly comical, which makes her much more likable, because in the film she can come off as kind of cold. And beyond that, the differences were pretty much just that there's more stuff in the book than there is in the movie because of time constraints, obviously. William Goldman, the author of this book, also wrote the screenplay for the movie. And he wrote the screenplay for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, so he knows how to write a script. Also, I think it was good that he adapted it because he stayed very true to the spirit of the novel and the story. Like, if you're the sort of person who is often distracted in, like, adaptations by what was taken out and what was left in, I think you will be okay with this. Like, the parts that are in the book that are also in the movie are pretty much exactly the same down to the dialogue. Like, most of the dialogue is word for word. And you might worry that the extra stuff that's in the book that is not in the movie might mess with the pacing, but oh man, it does not. This thing just clips right along. I started this book on Sunday night and I finished it on Tuesday afternoon. Basically, once you get to the kidnapping scene, you will not want to stop. And I'm always wary about recommending books because I think that the reason we like a lot of the things that we like and dislike a lot of the things that we dislike are very personal, and like, I don't know your life. You know, like we all have lists of things that we are predisposed to like and dislike in fiction. I, for example, am on board with any kind of story that involves time travel and refuse to read any book where the author's name is larger than the title on the cover. You know, like we all have these, like, I don't know, not prejudices, but preferences? And I think these are the most prominent things that inform whether or not you like something. So like, just because I thought something was awesome doesn't mean that you are going to think that something is awesome. But The Princess Bride, I think everybody should read The Princess Bride. Like, I feel really confident that everyone will enjoy this. I'm pretty sure if you don't like this book, you don't have a soul. So, there you go. That's The Princess Bride. It is super fun to read, and I think that even if you have already seen the movie, you will enjoy it. Okay, so I had to cut off the end because it was all stuff that was related to my other channel that you don't really care about. So thank you for watching, and if you have also read this book, I would love to know what you thought of it in a comment or video response, and I will see you soon.